I just felt convicted to tell my testimony, but I don't want you to hear it. Honestly, click off, really, because I'm actually just gonna tell you everything I've done, and I know a lot of you will probably look at me different, so I'm stalling right now. I'm stalling, but basically, so I grew up in a two-parent household. Um, I had my mom and my dad, and my parents are immigrants. They immigrated here from Nigeria. So I grew up with Nigerian parents, but when I was young, I moved. We moved in like a suburban area, and so I was around a lot of white people, but I got this African, family, and it's like I don't know. It's like my whole life I didn't really feel like I fit in type stuff, cause like I'm black, but like I don't know. In some regards, like I'm not like the typical black person. You feel me? Like there's certain black movies that I never seen. Like I tell black people I never seen Friday. I'm never gonna watch it, right? But it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? I never ate collard greens, stuff like that. Chitlin, whatever. This is not important. I'm just anyway. But yeah. So I said earlier we moved to like a suburb area. So both my parents had to work in order for us to kind of, you know, live in this area because it's more expensive, I guess, right? So growing up, I didn't really receive, the amount of attention that a kid probably wants, and I probably also felt a little bit just kind of weird in my environment. And so I think I had like rejection at a young age. I always felt like a little bit rejection as a kid. I used to want like acceptance, and I remember in the first grade, I remember I said something funny, and like the whole class laughed, and I remember feeling like, oh, like that's how people will like you. Like that rejection, I felt like I was feeling it by making people laugh. And so, people might watch my videos and they might think, oh, you're funny. But the reason why I tried to be funny so much, it originally came from, wanting people to accept me and like me. And that I literally felt like that was my only value as a kid. Like if I wasn't saying something funny, it's like, bro, like there's no purpose of you being around. Like I was just like the funny guy. Like I had no person, like a one dimensional. But whole time I'm really a human, but kind of one dimensional. And I remember as a kid, like if someone said I wasn't funny, you're not even funny. Like a girl would say that. You know what I'm saying? That used to actually cook me. That used to cook me. But now if people say that, it's like I'm content within my identity, and it's like I don't even care about that stuff. But it's like, so why are you saying I'm not funny? Like that's weird. Like why are you trying to hurt me? But anyway, this is the weirdest testimony ever. I don't know if it's gonna be coherent, but and then I remember in the first grade, like I touched a girl's butt, and she was like, I'm being honest, right? So I touched a girl's butt in the first grade, and she was like, whoa, like, and then that was when I realized, like, oh, you can't just touch people's butts and stuff like that. Like, so I pretty much stopped from that point on. I say that to say that I was perverse at a young age, but that was pretty much how it manifested, and that was kind of where it stopped until like around the sixth grade. Um, and yeah, when I was in the sixth grade was when I started watching Corn. You feel me? And that was kind of like a shift in my life because I remember in the sixth grade I had a parent teacher conference. It was like my mom and my homeroom teacher in the sixth grade. And I remember my teacher was like, yo, my teacher was asking my mom, like, yo, what's going on with your, like, what's going on with, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was doing good in all his other grades. Now he's not doing good. Is anything wrong? And my mom was like, dude, I don't know. Like, she didn't know. Like, she didn't know. I'm out here tweaking, watching Corn at 6 years old, bro. Y'all should have never gave me that Android. Y'all should have never gave me the Nintendo DS. I was tweaking. Any way I could get it. Real life, Nintendo DS. I'm going on the little internet. Like I'm being real. Like I'm tweaking. I watched Corn. I really did. Um, what else I want to talk about? I have notes. Oh, to give more context, I went to Catholic school my whole life, right? But I didn't really have a real relationship with Jesus. Like I believed Jesus was real. I believed Jesus was God, but I didn't really understand it. Like it was just like that's what I was told, but I believed it, but I didn't know anything about anything. But I went to Catholic school from like literally kindergarten up until graduating high school. So yeah, like I got into corn in the 6th grade, and that was kind of mostly what I was doing. You know, corn makes you perverse, bro. And I remember, bro, like, bro, I'm telling you, watching that stuff made me perverted in my mind, bro. You start looking at women like objects. I remember, like, I don't know why. I just remember this one time, like, this girl. I don't even want to talk about it. But hey, look, I'll say this, bro. A lot of people were perverted, bro. Even in high school, like, I remember this one dude, he used to take pictures of girls bending over. He had a whole, like, he had like a secret app on his phone, like a fake calculator app. He would put the pictures in there, like a girl would be bending over, or like if girls would send naked pictures of themselves. I'm being honest. If girls would send, you know, inappropriate pictures of themselves to maybe a guy that they had a crush on, you know, guys would be saving these pictures, put it in the folder, they'd be sharing it. Yo, watch this. Like, bro, people were all perverse. A lot of kids, bro, we were all perverse. I remember, you know, even in the bus ride one time on a field trip or something like that. But on a bus ride, we were in the back talking about when we started watching corn. We like, I was 11, I'm 12. Like, we were all talking about how young we were, and we didn't even realize how bad it was. We were just bonding, you know. But bro, a lot of people were perverse at a young age. A lot of young boys, you know, we were all perverse. But anyway, let's keep going. So high school, yeah, that was mostly my thing that I was dealing with. I was just watching a lot of corn. I would go to school. This is my life. This was literally my life, majority of my life. I'll go to school. When I come home, I play video games. My 3DS, whatever it was, I would go on my computer, play Roblox or whatever, and I would watch corn or watch anime. Or maybe anime corn. I'm being honest. But yeah, that was mostly what I did up until like towards the end of my high school career. I don't know what you call it. That was when like my friend group, they started dabbling in drinking and inhaling illegal substances. And so even though we went to a Catholic school or whatever, we didn't have like, I don't know, not at least my friend group, they didn't have any convictions like, oh, this is a sin, or like this is wrong. Like, I don't know where they even got that stuff. I literally don't, like, it was like a 180. Just one day you pull up to your friend's house, and they're drinking. They're inhaling stuff. But for me, like, I got into, you know, rap music when I was like in the 8th grade. And it was just like, to me, it was like, oh, I was always interested. I was always curious. Like, I wonder what it's like. I never was like, oh, that's a sin. No, I shouldn't. So I just kind of just fit right in. I didn't question it, you know? And so, yeah, drinking a little bit, but I mostly like to inhale stuff. And that's kind of how it was graduating high school and going to college, you know? But going into college, I went to community college for like 2 years or something like that, 2-3 years. I don't know, bro. I started to develop depression, and I didn't really realize it, but I was coping with obviously corn. And, you know, I would be waking up. I would literally wake up and inhale illegal substances. It was to the point I would literally go to class under the influence of, you feel me, those illegal substances that I was inhaling. And it was bad, bro. I didn't even realize how bad it was. It was a form of escapism. I'm doing these things. I'm inhaling this stuff, trying to detach myself from my reality because I didn't like my life. And I always was a happy person. And there was specifically one story where one time I had a cart that, you know, that was what I used to inhale. I had a cart, if you know what that is, it doesn't matter. But I had a cart that could last me 2 days, like around 2 days. And instead of kind of rationing it, I told myself like, nah, I'm gonna inhale all this right now. So I inhaled all of it, and I got very, you know, under the influence. And so at one point I needed to use the bathroom. After I did that, I went to the bathroom. I didn't turn the light on. It was nighttime. So I walk in the bathroom. I didn't turn the light on. I just had the door slightly creaked open. But I look at the mirror, and I see someone in the mirror, and I literally look at this person, and they looked like disgusting. They looked like unkempt. They looked gross. Like, I remember just looking at them. I'm like, yo, this guy's ugly. Who is this person? And then I remember realizing that, bro, I'm looking at a mirror. I'm looking at myself, and like, bro, I'm telling you, like, bro, like, It's literally like that Disney Channel, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I couldn't recognize the person I saw in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? On some Michael Jackson, The Man in the Mirror. I literally was like, I thought I was looking at someone else. I was frying them in my head. I'm like, this dude ugly. You know what I'm saying? I'm tweeting. Then I realize it's me. And then I hear something, like I just feel this thing where it's like, if you keep inhaling that stuff, if you keep doing that stuff, you will be like this forever. You will look like this and be like this forever. And I remember like being like scared. I was like, bro, I am never ever inhaling this stuff again, bro. Cause I'm telling you, I thought I was looking at another human being in a mirror, and I didn't like that person. I was frying them. And then I realized it was me. So at that point, I think I stopped. I think maybe one more time you know what I'm saying? Maybe one more time I inhaled something. But I think that might have been the last time. I can't remember. It might have been last or second to last. And so, yeah, so, but it's so dumb because even though I stopped inhaling that stuff, I ended up getting into like even harder substances. So I started doing even more stuff. I got into psychedelics. So I took this substance called 4-ACO DMT, which is kind of like mushrooms, except it's like the lab made version. I literally bought it off the internet with cryptocurrency, with like Ethereum or something, or Litecoin or something. I don't know. With some, bro, it was I was tweaking. I'm buying illegal substances. They sent that John. They sent it through the mail. I remember just waiting, like, fiend, like, I wonder when it comes. I was scared that my mom would open the mail and find it. Crazy, bro. But I remember taking that substance, that 4-ACO DMT. It's kind of like mushrooms. But I remember taking it, and I remember the first time I ever took it, it was one of the worst experiences of my life. It was 8 hours of tweaking. 8 hours, bro. I'm laying down on my brother's bed. He doesn't know any of this happened. I like almost everything I'm saying in this video, I've never really shared with anyone. I don't know why I'm being so vulnerable for you guys. I'm just kidding. I feel convicted. I feel like God has been wanting me to share my testimony, so that's why I'm sharing it. But typically, I'm pretty to myself. I don't really share stuff like this. Now people are going to make fun of me, hold this against me. I hope not, by the grace of God. Anyway, so I had a whole 8-hour tweak fest because I took that, John, and it lasts, the trip lasts for like 8 hours. But those types of substances, your perception of time is distorted. So even though in normal time it's 8 hours, it feels way longer. So it takes like a couple hours to kick in, but I'm laying in my brother's bed. And then I start hearing like these voices, and it basically, it sounded as if every single thing that I've ever heard anything say, like maybe a TV show or people talking, like a teacher, friends, myself, like every single thing that I've ever heard speak ever, I feel like it was just playing in my head, like all gibberish, like all at once, and it was just like, hey, what's up? Like literally, I don't know. I was literally laying in bed tweaking, but for some reason, bro, I'm mentally strong. So I'm laying there tweaking. I'm dehydrated, but all I knew was like, man, I'm good. Like I was like, even though I really was like, oh, bro, am I gonna go crazy? But I'm like, nah, like, bro, this is gonna stop. Like, but it was literally an awful experience. But the craziest thing is I did it again the next day. I suffered through all of that, and then I did it again the next day because my thinking was that, oh, I didn't take enough. I thought that I didn't take enough, and so I was like, I didn't get to experience the full trip, and that's why it was bad. So I did more the next day, and it actually was a better experience, but it's still demonic. But I got into illegal substances like psychedelics, and I don't know. I had like an addictive personality, bro. I had an addictive personality, but the craziest thing is after that happened, after that first trip happened, that bad trip where I was hearing all those voices and stuff, the day after, before I did again, I had to go to class. And I remember as I was walking to class, I had a panic attack, and I never had a panic attack before. But bro, that whatever that illegal substance was, whatever that psychedelic was, bro, it affected me, bro. I had a panic attack. I remember my breathing was like I couldn't breathe while I'm walking. I was like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, like I think psychedelics are demonic, bro. I really think they literally invite demons into you, bro. They literally invite demons into you. Psychedelics invite demons into you, bro. But I don't know how I'm gonna keep going with this testimony, but I'm gonna keep going. So at this point, it's probably like 2019, 2018, 2019. And I think because of the illegal substances, the psychedelics, I start to become more spiritual, you know. But like I just was more into spiritual stuff, conspiracy theories, and so I started seeking the truth. I went deep. Like I went deeper than most people. Like I'm talking flat Earth level. I'm telling you, I went deep. Just Luciferian, adrenochrome, like human animal hybrids. I'm tweaking. Like I went deep. It's only by the grace of God I came out of that relatively normal. But yeah, so as I was looking into conspiracy theories, I heard about this whole idea of like semen retention, nofap. This idea that like, you know, you got to retain your male essence, it's your essence, and like you're not like it's making you strong. It makes you stronger if you retain your semen. And the elite, they give you corn because they want you weak. And so, you know, I was big into conspiracy theories, and it kind of made sense. And so that was kind of like my introduction to like not watching corn. Like actually, corn is bad. But yeah, so God was like slowly refining me, because he got me to stop smoking, like inhaling illegal substances. You know, I feel like that was God speaking to me in the bathroom. And then now I'm not watching corn anymore. Like, or at least I've like significantly reduced it, because it used to be an everyday thing, sometimes twice a day. But now I'm literally like counting the days. I'm like day 30. I'm trying to stop, you know? And yeah, now that I just started getting into spiritual stuff, I started getting into new age. I would read self-help books, Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Like, I don't know. I just had this whole shift where I wanted to be more successful. I wanted to beat the elite. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? All of this is around 2019, 2020. And then 2020, you know, we had the pandemic. And that was when I did my second to last psychedelic trip. And I did a psychedelic trip, and I think a demon entered me. I'm being honest with you. Like, in retrospect, I believe this is what happened. But I just had this desire, this burning desire to start a YouTube channel when I was in 2020, when I took that psychedelic trip. Like, I was like, bro, I'm going to become a YouTuber. Because I believe, at this point, I believed in like a lot of new age stuff, like spiritual laws of the universe, the law of attraction, law of vibration, law of correspondence, the law of, you know, all these stuff, you know what I'm saying? I used to believe in all that stuff, chakras. I used to believe in the crown chakra, you can create your reality. I used to believe a lot of that stuff. I had a crystal bracelet. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I know I'm not speaking kind of like coherently or like chronologically. I don't know. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to God. But anyway, so this is around 2020. This is around actually April 2020 is when I believe I did this. So I took the psychedelics, and it gave me this burning desire. I believe it was a demon that entered me, and it gave me this burning desire to start a YouTube channel, because I wanted to be a positive light to people, you know? And that's what New Age does. It's like love and light. And I wanted to be an example for people, like, bro, you can manifest your reality. Because I really believed in that stuff, and I wanted to show people like, yo, it's true. You can manifest your reality, bro. Like, bro, you can do anything. Like, I really wanted to show people that. And it's like, you can tell people that, but they won't really believe you unless you actually have something to back it up. So I was like, oh, I'm going to become super big on YouTube. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember how I became Christian. I just remember, so I told you that I was super into New Age, and I believed in like manifestation. You can create your own reality. You know, that's what I wanted to prove with my YouTube channel. With my Roblox YouTube channel, I wanted to prove I could create anything. But somewhere down the line, I realized like, bro, I can't create anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't create my own reality, because there would be things that I wanted to manifest, and they wouldn't happen the way I wanted them to, you know? And I'm like, what? Like, I thought I could manifest anything, but how come things aren't working out? And so like some reason, I just realized like, dude, this isn't real. But like, I knew that there is this spiritual aspect to life. Like, there was something spiritual. Like there is a spiritual side to life. I knew. But I realized it wasn't new age. And so I'm just like seeking it. I'm like, what is it? And eventually I just start seeing YouTube videos. Like, cause I told you earlier, I love conspiracy theories. I'm big into that. Not so much anymore, but I was big into conspiracy theories. And I would start noticing in my conspiracy theory videos, like at the end of the video, they'd always be like, yeah, and so Jesus is the only way. And like, I'll be noticing like they always start talking about Jesus in my conspiracy videos. I'm like, what the heck? And eventually there was this one video I watched, conspiracy theory video I watched. It was 4 hours long. It was this dude from New Zealand. He I'm pretty sure he was a Freemason. He said he was a Freemason. He was a part, he won like the X Factor in New Zealand or something like that. And he literally had a 4-hour long dissertation proving that like almost every celebrity is a Freemason. And they're all a part of it. And he talked about how Freemasons literally worship Lucifer. And the only thing that these elite people hate is Jesus. Like Jesus is the only thing they hate because he's God, he's truth, he's the light, all this stuff. And I watched the whole thing. And I remember just sitting there thinking like, bro, is Jesus actually like God? Like the guy that I was always around, right? Because my mom is a super Catholic. Like she's always just Catholic, like Jesus. She's just super into Jesus. You know, I went to Catholic school my whole life. I always heard about him. I literally have a Jesus framed in my living room area. Like, you know, like I was always around Jesus, but I never truly knew him. I never truly understood anything about him. And so hearing this guy, like he made it like it was undeniable. And he was basically saying like, no, Jesus is real. He's God. And these elite people, these Luciferians, these Freemasons, they hate him. That's why they always mock him. And I was like, bro, what? And so I remember thinking like, is this true? And I remember just praying, bro. I remember praying like, yo, Jesus, if you're real, like if this is the truth, like, bro, I was like, God, just give me like a 20-minute video, like a 30-minute video. I think I said 20. I said, give me a 20-minute video just explaining this whole Jesus thing. Cause I went to Catholic school my whole life. I was around this stuff my whole life, but I never understood it at all. I'm mean, just give me a 20-minute video just explaining it. And so I was on YouTube. I hit refresh on YouTube and a video popped up. It was by the dude who made like the Bible Project. If you know those videos on YouTube, I think his name's like Tim something. I don't remember. But the video literally was like, hey, watch this 20-minute video that explains the life of Jesus. Something like that. Like I can probably find the video, but it was the same exact time. I was like, yo, God, give me a 20-minute video. It literally said, here, watch this 20-minute video. I was like, what the? And so I watched the video. I understood everything. I started understanding like why Jesus died, like why he came down on earth, like he lived the perfect life, why he died. I understood it. You know, I understood it. And at that point, I gave my life to Jesus in like late 2021, like November or October or something like that. I think November. And from there, it's been a fight, you know, especially the first couple months. I was lukewarm. Like I was definitely lukewarm. I don't even know if I had the Holy Spirit like that. Like I just knew I was saved or something. I knew I was saved. And so I was like, and I understood like Jesus, I understood it now. And I'm just like, I was just like, I'm gonna defeat every liberal. Like I just, for some reason, I just wanted to troll liberals. Like I knew the truth. Like bro, Jesus is the truth. I understood literally, this is the deepest mystery of the universe. Like I understood it. And so I was just like, I had this freedom. And I was just like, man, like I felt awesome, bro. And I used to debate people on TikTok. I didn't have any biblical knowledge. I used to just debate liberals. Some of the funniest stuff I ever did. But it was like not disrespect. It was a little bit disrespectful from my end. And I just didn't know a lot about Jesus. I was just kind of just, I don't know. I was just like, I just felt like, bro, like I don't know. I just like, yo, dude, Jesus is real. Like anyone who's coming against Jesus, bro, you're dumb. Like I don't know. But so yeah, that was a couple years ago, late 2021. So it's been almost 4 years since I've been a Christian. Um, and yeah, I came from a lot, bro, because I was extremely perverse. I was addicted to a lot of stuff. I was addicted to corn. I was addicted to weed. I was addicted to certain foods. I was depraved. I was watching all types of corn, bro. I don't even want to talk about it. Anime girls. I was watching. I don't even want to say. Do I talk about it? Do I talk about it? It was just bad. It was look. I don't want to. I don't want to say anything. I'm just saying, like, I really came from like depravity. I was inappropriate. The way I spoke to like my friends, the way I spoke to people I didn't even know, I would always be over sexual, bro, like, because my mind was perverted, you know. And a lot of people didn't know, you know. And a lot of people, because for me, I was kind of funny, so like people would kind of look past some of the stuff I say, because it was like I would say it in a way that was funny, or like they would just be like, oh, he's just joking, you know. They would kind of like look past it. But like, bro, I was messed up. But by the grace of God, God has protected me, and he allowed me to get to this point despite everything, despite all the bad things I've done. God has allowed me to get to this point, and he's refined me, and he's changed me. And so it's a blessing that I'm here now, that I'm saved, that I'm redeemed despite all the bad stuff I've done, despite all the messed up stuff I've done, some of it I haven't even said. But regardless, it's like something I did pre-Christianity. What the devil does is like he tries to hold that against you. It's like, look, you're a fake Christian. It's like, I didn't even know Christ when I did these things. But people, they try to hold it against you. It's like, bro, that's my past. That's why I'm a Christian, because, bro, I'm literally saved. Like, Jesus saved me from my whole past. I don't feel condemned for whatever bad choices I made. Jesus has washed me clean, you know. And so if you made a lot of decisions, a lot of bad decisions in your life, you might have raped someone. You might have murdered someone. You might have beat up your wife. You might have killed someone's animal. I'm being honest with you. You might have had relations with an animal. You know? I'm being honest. You might have been LGBT, you might have been trans, you might have did whatever. I don't know. But I'm trying to tell you that the world will condemn you for those things. The world will make you feel like whatever you did, it's irredeemable and you're the worst person ever. But Jesus Christ, he redeemed us. Because Jesus Christ, the punishment that we deserve for those bad things that we did do, Jesus Christ took that punishment for us on the cross. Jesus Christ is literally God in human form. He lived a sinless life. He never did anything wrong. He never did anything wrong. Yet he died the death that sinners deserve. Because the Bible says that the punishment for sin is death. So that's why he died on that cross, because he had to take that punishment for our sin. And then he rose from the dead 3 days later, overcoming death. And so basically, bro, he literally said, yo, all you have to do is put your faith in me. Believe that I'm Lord. Believe that I'm God. Believe in what I did. Believe that I resurrected 3 days after my crucifixion. If you believe in him, and if you turn away from your sin, bro, you can have everlasting life. Like the blood that he shed will literally wash you free. You don't have to feel condemned. You don't have to carry all those things you did. You gossiped about someone and then they ended up taking their life. You disrespected, so you treated someone so bad and you're feeling condemned about it. You bullied someone in the 5th grade and you never seen them again, and you just like, man, I don't know. It's like, bro, like, you don't have to walk around feeling condemned. You don't have to walk around feeling like, oh man, I don't know. It's like, bro, God can forgive you. Jeffrey Dahmer, he literally did a whole bunch of stuff, but towards the end of his life, he literally gave his life to Christ. And a lot of people, they get mad at that. Like, oh, so he can just do whatever and then God forgives him? It's like, bro, God can. I mean, he ended up in prison. You know what I'm saying? He had some form of punishment, but in the eyes of God, if he truly believed in Jesus, if he repented of his sins, yeah, he's washed clean. Jesus literally forgets our sins, you know? And so, bro, don't let anyone make you feel like, oh, you're irredeemable, bro, because God redeemed me, bro. God redeemed me, bro. And I don't know if anyone's gonna actually watch this. This wasn't the best testimony. It was kind of a lot. It was a lot of yapping. I'm gonna try and edit it, but I didn't share everything. If God compels me to, maybe I might redo it later. I might redo this later, make it better, because this is like an hour long. It's not interesting. I don't think it's interesting. I don't think anyone should actually watch this. But if you watch the whole thing, this is what I want you to do. And I really hope you do this. Type in the comments, bro, I really watched this whole thing. Just or something like that. Like, I don't know. But dang, if you really watch this, if you watch this whole thing, bro, like, that's crazy. But thank you, bro. Bro, give your life to Christ if you haven't, bro. He died for our sins, bro. Like, I walk around free. It's so crazy because all the messed up stuff I did in my life, like, if I tell people now, like, oh yeah, I smoked weed before. Like, some people, I remember I told someone that they don't even believe me. Like, they don't even believe me. God has literally sanctified me. Some people don't believe that I used to do those things. Because when you look at me now, it's like you look at like someone who's completely, like, I look like completely whole. But it's like, I'm still broken in some ways, you know? But it's like, bro, like, God has he's fixed me, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, thankful. I'm done. God, don't ask me for anything else. All right. If you like this video, watch, comment, or like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, watch my other videos. Bye.